Don't try to jump into the cycle and think that you can put a break for a female. You gotta let her keep being a hoe and not get involved in the cycle that she's in. And that's not with respect, no loyalty, disrespect, all of that. I caught feelings for her. I like her. Well, she seems different. And I'm like, yo, you met the hoe as a hoe and you decide to continue to keep dealing with the hoe. So who's it on? It's on you. What is up, my BBossBaddies and my bad mom fellas? It is your girl Bosana and welcome BBossArmy. So as you guys can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about let her be a hoe. Now I haven't did this one. You guys know I have a lot of let her videos and I love doing these ones because I can just rant and basically tell you guys literally how it is and, you know, try to help you guys out like I always do, right? So of course, like you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about let her be a hoe, but tell you straight up, let her be a hoe. I'm going to talk about, you know, how you should deal with it, things like that. But make sure you watch until the end because every single thing that I'm going to be telling you is going to be beneficial, okay? So you guys already know the routine. Make sure you check out my Patreon. Make sure you check out my second YouTube channel. Make sure you check out my other social media. And so let's actually get into this. So I have 3 points for you guys today, and I'll start with my first one. So my first point is the decision is on you, and I put in brackets, you keep getting what you keep accepting, okay? So when I say the decision is on you, when you meet a hoe, she's gonna show you that she's a hoe. Because here's one thing about hoes, they can't hide it. Hoes are hoes because they're literally the way they act is what shows that they're a hoe. A girl can't talk about, oh, she's a hoe all day. First of all, girls don't even do that. What shows a man that a girl's a hoe is the way she's moving, the way she's acting, the men that she keeps sleeping with and how many she keeps sleeping with, all of that. It's all about activity. So when you meet a hoe, you're gonna know she's a hoe. And this is what's happening. A lot of men are meeting hoes and they want to give these hoes wifey titles. You cannot give a hoe a wife title because all it's gonna be is a title, but her activity is still gonna show that she is what? A hoe. So when I say let her be a hoe, I say the decision is on you because you know what you're getting into. You know the type of female that she is. And what is happening is guys are feeling away, feeling upset. Like, I caught feelings for her. I like her. Well, she seems different. And I'm like, yo, you met the hoe as a hoe and you decide to continue to keep dealing with the hoe. So who's it on? It's on you. Because if you accept the hoe into your life, guess what? The hoe is going to continue to keep being a hoe. So what's going to happen? You're going to get treated the way a hoe would treat a man, right? And that's not with respect, no loyalty, disrespect, all of that, right? So you can't be too surprised that you are dealing with a hoe and getting what you are getting. So when I say let her be a hoe, you guys have to make the decision of, do you want to deal with a hoe? Answer that. You guys want to say no, but yet you continue to keep dealing with the hoe. And that's still on you. So if you're telling me your decision is you don't want to deal with the hoe and you want to let her hoe be a hoe, then what do? You dash her to the side. You say, I'm out. I'm not dealing with that. And guys are trying to act like it's so difficult to do that. It's so difficult to say, like, I'm not trying to deal with you. Like, you're a hoe. First of all, I told you guys, be honest, be blunt, and let them know, give it to them raw. Not sexually, just raw, like verbally, okay? So that means you let her know you're a hoe. I don't want a hoe. If you want a wife, you just wait. And hopefully a wife comes into your life. But you guys don't try to change a woman to be a wife. Don't try to make this decision in your head that there is a possibility. And I said this in my last video. If you guys keep trying to make a possibility, then you're just fooling yourself to believe that there is a chance, right? So that's what you guys are getting confused with. When you meet a female, you have this hope, you have this chance, you have this feeling and you say, give her a chance. And it just backfires. There's nobody you can blame but yourself because you allowed that. And that's why I put in brackets, you keep getting what you keep accepting. Accept a hoe, then you're gonna get treated like a hoe would treat a man, like I said, right? So let's move on to the next point that I have. Let me just say this before I move on to the next point. Actually, the decision is on you. So take this from my video. You guys have to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want a hoe? Do you want to fool around? Do you want a wifey? Do you want long-term relationship goals? Do you want to get somewhere? Do you want a future with a woman? Do you want kids? Ask yourself all these questions. Do you want a party? Do you want to sleep around with different women? Ask yourself every single question that I just named. And then you'll figure out, do you want to be with the hoe? And if you decide to be with the hoe, then let the hoe be a hoe. Don't try to change her, okay? So let's move on to, oh, but let me say this also. If you do decide not to be with a hoe, still let her be a hoe, because somebody else is gonna decide to deal with the hoe. The other simps out there, whatever guy is gonna be on the soft side and saying, okay, I'm gonna accept getting treated like that, then they're gonna accept it. And then they're gonna be the ones that end up being the fool, and it wasn't you, right? So let's move on to the next thing on my list. And this is, it's never an ending cycle for most women. So when I say let her be a hoe, because guess what? A lot of these women will never ever change. Their whole activities are forever. It's a never ending cycle. And you guys know what a cycle is. It just keeps going in circles. It's repetitive. It's happening. It's a cycle, right? And then you know how phases go when they say girls have hoe phases? Their phases are forever a cycle. It's never going to end because they're going to be forever a hoe. And I don't talk about good girls like that. And you guys know this. And I know a lot of guys don't believe in good girls. That's on you guys. I'm not going to talk too much about it. But I'm just talking about majority of females. I definitely believe that there's good girls out here. I know good girls. And, you know, some good girls don't even like to deal with guys because they happen to keep meeting the wrong guys, right? So that's besides my point. As I was saying with this one, it's never an ending cycle. The type of girls that you guys are meeting, it happens to maybe keep being a hoe. But, like, it's a never ending cycle because now back to having that hope. You guys are having faith in these women. And, like, nothing is going to change. And they chose to be a hoe and they're going to stay as a hoe. And it's like a cycle that's going to keep going for them. And you guys cannot try to jump in this cycle and think that you can interrupt the cycle, that this is going to stop. This whole cycle is not going to stop. Don't try to jump into the cycle and think that you can put a break for a female. You got to let her keep being a hoe and not get involved in the cycle that she's in. This is a cycle that's never going to end for her. And you guys are setting yourself up trying to get involved in it, trying to stop the cycle, because you guys can't. It's a cycle for her that will never, ever end. And that's why I said most women, but I didn't say all. I said most women. And what happens is you guys are meeting a lot of women, but mostly the ones that are bad is the ones that you continue to keep meeting. And before I move on to the last thing, I just want you guys to take this, because I already talked about good girls. I do want you guys to understand that if you really want to look so negatively towards everybody, and I don't know if you guys are looking like this at your mama and feeling like, oh, she's a hoe or this and that. I hope not. I'm not here to disrespect nobody, but I'm just trying to say, if you are looking at the woman that raised you and you feel like every woman is, you know, a hoe and just this and that, and just feeling so much different ways about every single woman, are you looking at your mother and feeling like she's like that? You know, possibly not. And I hope you're not, right? So that's what I'm just trying to have you guys take in, is that you keep dealing with these hoes, you keep dealing with girls that you're trying to change. And I'm just trying to give you the message of let her be that way. But you have to still remember that there potentially is girls out there that are not like that. And that's why I like to refer back to your mom, because hopefully your mom, you look at her with respect and she respects herself, right? So, you know, it's like you can't look like, oh, every woman, because there's women out here. Hopefully your sister isn't one. But, you know, if you look at your sister, maybe she's very respectful. You know, I feel like a lot of guys get caught up so much on the whole idea of every woman's this, every woman's this. And I feel like women do the exact same. And women feel like every guy is this, every guy is this. But, you know, a lot of guys will say, stop dealing with the asshole guys, stop dealing with those type of guys. But yet, it's the same thing that goes for women. And it goes the same way for men. They keep saying stop dealing with hoes because there's good girls, but you guys don't want the good girls because they may be boring. They may be, you know, very, very geeky and not your type. You know, they might be just strictly like into books and not being sexually active and not partying and anything like that. And you may not like that, but that happens to be the good girl, right? So I just wanted to put that out there just to try to change your perspective a little bit about how you look at women, because energy is crazy. Like, you'll feel energy, you feel vibes. And if you put out so much negative energy in this vibe of every woman, instantly you're gonna think like that about every single woman. You're gonna feel like she's a hoe, she's a hoe. Every single woman you're gonna look at the same. So just, you know, lighten up your mind and think more freely and positively and spiritually, okay? So let's move on to the last thing that I have on my list. And this is, you gotta match her energy if you want to keep dealing with her. So after you did everything that I said, ask yourself, do you want to deal with this type of woman? Like I said, the decision's yours. And then the next step of realizing it's a never-ending cycle that you can't jump into. The last thing that I want you guys to do is you gotta match your energy, because, you know, what sucks is a lot of guys, even though I told you don't deal with those type of women. Be on your purpose, all of that. A lot of guys are still going to continue to deal with those type of women. So if you're going to be with a hoe, let her be a hoe. But now you guys got to match that energy. So she's turning up, you're turning up. And I'm not necessarily saying, oh, you have to do the exact same thing. But I'm just saying sometimes guys can't just do less of what they're doing, or, you know, not match the energy and not catch feelings. What happens is they start getting invested, because then they start becoming loyal to that woman. And you're sitting back doing what you're supposed to do as a good, loyal boyfriend that you feel like, or potentially a boyfriend for the future. And now she's not doing none of that. She's still partying. And then you get caught up, you get your feelings involved, and then who gets hurt? You do, right? So that's why I say match your energy, because if you just do that, what can happen right there is you guys will be the same. You guys won't catch feelings, and it'll just be, you know, tangling, entanglement type of thing. But most importantly, sometimes some people start like that, and you know what? In the future, they end up falling in love, and they become a couple, they become a pair, and that could be you guys. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and if it did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you like videos like this, make sure you let me know with that big thumbs up and a comment down below. Make sure you check out my Patreon, make sure you check out my second YouTube channel, and of course, make sure you check out all my other social media, and you guys will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.